Welcome to our First Concept TV. The news headline. Under Godwin Emefile, CBN loaned 5.6 trillion naira to manufacturers, power, others in 3 years. The news in detail. A CBN report shows that manufacturing, aviation, and power received 5.6 trillion naira between 2020 and 2022. The loans were granted with single-digit interest rates and long repayment tenures under suspended CBN Governor Godwin Emefile. According to the CBN, total receivables and other assets amounted to 47.39 trillion naira as of 2022. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has increased its intervention in the manufacturing, aviation, and power sectors to 5.6 trillion naira over the last 3 years. According to CBN results and accounts between 2020 and 2022, the soft loans were provided under the leadership of Godwin Emefile in the face of the continuous and numerous challenges that the major economic sectors encountered. According to a report by Legit.ng, as of the fiscal year that concluded in December 2022, the Apex Bank, owned by JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, a combined $7.5 billion. The top bank listed a $6.3 billion debt for foreign currency frauds as part of its obligations. According to information on credit concentration in the major economic sectors, Punch reported that loans from the Central Bank of the manufacturing, aviation, and electricity sectors amounted to 5.6 trillion naira. Under the leadership of its suspended governor, Godwin Emefile, the CBN engaged in aggressive lending competition with commercial banks in some economic sectors. However, the loans from the Apex banks had extensive repayment terms and single-digit interest rates. According to the breakdown, the CBN's receivables and other assets in Nigeria's electricity and aviation sectors amounted to 50.6 billion naira in 2022, down 96.4% from 1.39 trillion naira in 2029. Additionally, it reported 935 billion naira in the power and aviation sectors in 2020. Revenue from manufacturing increased by 33.46% to 1.23 trillion naira in 2022 from 919.03 billion naira in 2021. Additionally, the manufacturing sector accounted for 1.07 trillion naira in 2020. The Apex Bank revealed that as of 2022, the total value of its receivables and other assets was 47.39 trillion naira, up from the 43.18 trillion naira reported in 2021. Receivables from the federal government accounted for a sizable part. Legit.ng earlier reported that plans were finalized by the Central Bank of Nigeria to stop the naira's relentless decline against the dollar. According to a source, one of these plans is to flood the market with dollars. This follows up a previous report that stated the CBN had promised to take action to steady the value of the naira in relation to the dollar. After briefing President Bola Tinubu on Monday at the State House about the bank's efforts to stem the fall, Folasodun Sonubi, the acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, revealed this to the media. You see the way all of a sudden, we are beginning to hear stories that stories that are weird. Well, they are not weird because, of course, what do we expect from Emefile? But then again, why did he decide to show that pity party face, knowing fully well that Baba has chopped money? Eh? Like, what exactly does he need all those amounts for? So it's making it look as if the DSS are wicked and they just um, detained him on a wrong note. Meanwhile, he was really in charge of all these monies. And what exactly did he do with them? Because the way they are saying electricity, manufacturing, blah blah, I'm sure it is not even up to that amount. Because did you see the difference from 1.9 billion that they used in the previous year? They're now using 5.6 trillion naira. Wetin happen? Why? And to think he was in charge of all these monies. To what extent can we be greedy in our lives, really? Because, every day we just hear new stories and they are really, really weird and surprising. So we have that amount of money in Nigeria and people are going through a lot. No wonder when they told him that he should redesign or he should suspend, he should like shift the date of all the expiration of the current notes. That's like the old. He said no. So he has his own hidden agenda, really. When you feel nobody has power over you, or you are a mini god, you will just go to any extent for money. Like, how is somebody just saying trillion, billion? More. There's money in this country, oh. Money dey Naija, oh. You just no see am. Moving on to the comment section. Charles Aku Owobu says it is under Emefile because he was the one in charge. The people he loans all this money to, are they all APC? For your information, majority of them are your people. APC was the one that introduces the evil Naira re-signed that kills a lot of Nigerian people and businesses. Really, come to think of it, what this person Charles said, it's quite meaningful because even the people he lost the money for, like, had they check their background, did they get to see that if this loaner self, they are not directly or indirectly APC fans or APC party? Like, maybe he already had that confidence in him that he's not going to anywhere, so he can do whatever he likes. Maybe the APC parties are trying to like cover him. I don't know. But then again, if APC people were trying to protect him, Tinubu wouldn't have sorted for his arrest. Like, let's think about it. So guest says Emefiele must be killed by hanging or give him life imprisonment because of his greediness, selfishness, robbery, etc. attitude. Federal government should please quickly do something to this matter. Oh well, I do not wish him death, but I really, really want him to face what it cost. Dance to the music. Let him go through quarter of what Nigerians are going through in the cell. Like, do not kill him, but let him learn his lessons. Like, that's just it. And lastly, Ibrahim Abali said, if those that collected the money are paying back based on the loan terms and conditions, then what was his fault? At least acknowledge where he has done good. We Nigerians that are not ready for change. Imagine the tactics Buhari used to show us not to vote for Tinubu, but look at the results currently. Oh well, we cannot say he did not do anything good. Of course he did. But what if the bad things he did surpasses all the good he has done? Now let's think about that. So at this point, we've gotten to the end of our discussion.